Here are 10 Xbox Game Pass suggestions for the month of June. Some are available right away, and some of them will release throughout the month. Be sure to like the video so more people can check it out, and subscribing's awesome as well. So first up, we have For Honor, the epic night game that continues to get updated, and of course optimized for the next gen as well. Fight with a range of warriors and different types of talents across different battle scenarios, whether you're doing so locally against the AI in matches or online against other players as well. There's a balance of strategy in how you fight, the weapons you use, and the type of warrior from different eras that you choose to become. Level up, improve your character, and get ready for a series of epic battles across some really intense fronts as you compete usually as a squad in order to be the best, but there are some other options there as well if you want to mix it up in terms of how you're battling and facing off against others within the game.
You captured Zone B.
This is The Wild at Heart. This is an absolutely lovely and charming narrative-driven story. It's about a young boy that decides to run away from home and is dealing with a lot of issues. Along the way, it turns into a Pikmin-like game where you're controlling these little creatures of the woods, having them go and do things, completing objectives with them, having them go and grab things, enjoying a really sort of like heartwarming story that's largely linear, but with some puzzle elements thrown in as well. It's a very charming sort of game, and I wanted to highlight it higher on the list because I thought it was something that maybe, you might find to be a different sort of, little adventures that you can take part in. The visuals are quite stunning, it's got a great sense of atmosphere, and it's actually a little bit of a sad story once you kind of open it up and you get going through the opening little prologue. It's definitely a different sort of experience, and I thought it might be an interesting one just to put up higher on the list so that it doesn't get, overlooked. Man-Eater. Become the ultimate shark in what I call Feeding Frenzy on steroids. It's a shark RPG, the best shark RPG, where you move area to area, gathering collectibles, eating things such as people, or basically aquatic creatures. I don't eat any humans here because I think it might be too intense for this particular monetization cut, but you go around chomping on fish, increasing your shark, and then you can also augment your shark with crazy abilities. Get weird lightning teeth, become more deadly with ramming. Take on a number of threats in what's posed kind of as a reality show type of scenario. It's got hilarious narration by Chris Parnell, and it's just kind of a funny, charming, weird game where you're literally just a shark eating things and making your way through the water. It's also optimized, and it looks gorgeous, and it provides some really intense shark-based moments for you to enjoy. Good luck out there on the Feeding Frenzy. This is MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. Jump up into a giant mech, play through a wild selection of scenarios, or create randomly generated scenarios as well as you use a variety of different mech body types and units and pilots as you go around battling in what you feel like you're just a massive character. It's sort of like, I guess you could say, Pacific Rim in terms of scale, where you're literally just walking through buildings, smashing things, destroying stuff. It's got a nice sense of weight to it, and it's kind of interesting in that regard as you just absolutely, battle and destroy things and monitor your mech health and complete objectives. It's definitely got an interesting concept to it, and I think it's the type of game that people have been sort of waiting for, or at least wanting for quite a while. It definitely has some neat moments to it and some awesome levels of destruction as you go about just smashing things in the environment and taking out your enemies too, which is kind of cool. This is Conan Exiles. Similar to other survival games like Ark Survival Evolved, you will go out, you will try to survive a harsh, hostile desert location as you eventually make your way to additional biomes that will offer unique challenges, of course, where you'll need to dress for the particular weather. There are boss creatures that are random large monsters along the way, and it's got the brutality of the Conan universe at full display here within the context of a survival game. That means weird creatures, AI, other players that you have to deal with. You can play locally too if you want to. It's also optimized, just like MechWarrior was too, as I forgot to throw that in there. And yeah, it's kind of just a well put together sort of survival option if you're looking for something a little bit different when it comes to this type of experience. Conan is definitely visceral, intense, and filled with, I guess, memorable challenges as you make your way through a very large wasteland as you attempt to survive. This is Red Dead Online, so the multiplayer portion of Red Dead Redemption 2 has now been added to the Game Pass experience. Head online to compete against others, explore the vast open world landscapes, and make your way as a cowboy, cowgal, as you're out there trying to survive and taking on the hostilities of the particular world out there. There are lots of unique locations to visit, activities that continue to be updated to, seasonal events, PvP competitions, hunting challenges, weird story type things that you can take part in, just a range of different modes that you can enjoy. And you can also improve your character and, unlock different things and kind of prepare yourself to be the best out in the West for just, again, the multiplayer component of Red Dead 2. This is Darkest Dungeon, a little bit of a different type of dungeon crawler, where it's a bit of a live time, turn-based sort of experience, where you're moving through this very dark, creepy world. You're trying to make your way to this estate to take it back. There are lots of monsters, enemies, and foes that you'll need to conquer along the way as you build up your team, use your various abilities, and attempt to gather loot and resources in your way through twists and turns of one rather intense and also challenging world that will certainly test your ability to survive and deal with challenges. It's actually kind of got a really neat visual aesthetic to it and a style that I think was just a lot of fun to kind of play, and it was sort of surprising because I had it sitting there for a long time, and I was like, okay, we're adding this to the Game Pass list. And then I went and played it, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of interesting. Wow, I can't believe I had overlooked this prior. This is SnowRunner. If the mud wasn't good enough for you, throw some snow on top of it as you attempt to drive vehicles, get to places, travel, loot things, gather resources, like I said, and literally deposit them in other places. It's pretty straightforward. You're dealing with the different challenges of like mud and snow deformation technology. It's for a very particular niche audience. I think it's something that quite a lot of people enjoy, and quite a lot of people maybe don't enjoy. It's very interesting, that's for sure. It definitely can be quite an interesting challenge and a unique situation for you to work through the challenges of trying to deliver the goods or get the job done. And don't run out of fuel, otherwise you'll be in a standstill. Good luck out there running through the snow, which is now on top of the mud. This is the Catch, Carp, and Coarse Fishing. It's a fishing game. I mean, it's got some fish techniques to it, different options, basic or total cast control for how you fish. Go to a range of different places to do your fishing and free play. Do a sort of competitive league thing, and they've got some tutorial videos so you can watch. It's a fishing experience, that's for sure, and it's certainly got different elements of like baits and reels, and it's a fishing game. You make your own character too, and you fish, which is exciting. So you can go and fish around and stuff and gather some fish if you can catch them. But if you fail, you won't catch fish and nothing bad will happen. And it's got fishing. Did I mention that? You try to catch things in the water, but you don't get to eat them. You just catch them for the joy of the sport. Anyways, here is Psychonauts, a classic platforming game with a little bit of combat and some crazy psychedelic moments to it. Prepare for the second Psychonauts that's going to be coming out in the near future with this classic original Xbox game. And yeah, meet a cast of neat characters and have some wild journeys as you go into Brains and see some crazy things that have been going on out there. Anyways, that is this month's selection of Xbox Game Pass titles. I hope you found something interesting or new for you to play throughout the month. There will probably be some more surprises that pop up, so watch out for those. Again, be sure to like the video so that more folks can check it out. Subscribing is great as well, and as always, I'll be back next month with a fresh selection of options. I can't wait to share what they have to reveal, and I hope you found something fun to play. Good luck out there and enjoy the Game Pass.